Hey, Brent from Stevens Tractor here. Coming to you today. We just having some kind of gloomy weather outside and figured it would be a good day to get our potatoes prepared to go in the ground. Normally I plant about the middle of February, beginning of February, but the weather's been kind of messed up and kind of raining quite a bit here. So we're just going to take a little time today to get our potatoes prepared. Some of you seasoned guys may know how to do this already, and if you do, you have any helpful hints, we'd love to hear from you. But we're gonna be just talking about this today for you guys who maybe are new to gardening. You have some questions or just a little how-to on how to cut the potatoes and get them prepared to go in the ground. All right, stick with us. We're gonna get started. All right, back again with you. We're getting ready to actually cut our potatoes. We're gonna drop the camera down close on the table so you can really get some good visuals on this. And I'm gonna show you some distinctions on the potatoes on where's the best place to cut them up. You do need to slice them when you get ready to put them in the ground. Cut them, you can make them go a lot further and they'll take a lot faster. All right, when we went to the feed store, the garden place down the road finally got us some potatoes. I got a variety of sizes here, and this is normally how they come. A lot of them are already starting to eye, if you can see that. Sprout out of the eyes. Each little dimple on the potato is what they call an eye. And when you cut your potato up, you want to try to get a good amount of eyes in each piece. So kind of be somewhat selective on how you cut your potatoes. Especially these bigger pieces, I usually try to cut them into 3 because I have a good set of sprouts on there and I have good eyes on the other side. The little dimples, if I can get a good enough close-up shot of this, even this is an eye, just a little tiny dimple there. And this potato does have several, so this one I'll cut up into 3. Usually on the smaller potatoes like this, I have eyes all around it. Real good looking potatoes. I have a few little sprouts on here, so these I'll probably just cut in half because they're so small, but they really do a great job. It don't matter what size they are. So we're gonna begin. I'll take this one here, and I just again kind of looking at the potato where I can cut it, where I'm going to be most beneficial to get the most eyes on one piece. Let's see. All right. And here. All right, we got that big potato that we just had. Got it cut into 3 pieces. Got some good sprouts on pretty much every part here, as you can see. I hope you can see. And still got some good eyes on it. Got another sprout there. The small ones, I basically look at them, and sometimes it's hard to be selective on those, but usually if it does have an eye on it, in certain areas, they will sprout. All right. This is basically what we'll do for the rest of them. Just cut them up. Some of these right here, I'll probably just cut in half. I got some really nice sprouts on this one. I'm gonna cut this one like this, since I got a good sprout on each side. All right, so I'll continue cutting my potatoes, and as soon as I get them all done, we'll be right back with you and show you what we got. So we're gonna, right now, because of time and the kind of rain we've been having, I don't have a whole lot of time to get these things prepped. Normally we lime them down and let them sit in tubs to where they all start sprouting really good out of the eyes. Again, kind of pressed for time. Lime really helps speed the process of healing. And when they say healing a potato, it needs to kind of dry out, and you'll see the sides get a little curl to them. That's usually when they're great to put in the ground. I really don't recommend just cutting them and just planting them in the ground like this, because a lot of times they still retaining a lot of moisture and you'll get potato rot before they even sprout. And we're hoping that that's not going to happen to us this year. We're kind of working between rain showers and trying to get some sunshine in here so we can get everything planted. So what I'm going to do now is we're going to put the potatoes in these tubs. You can find them at your local hardware store. I don't know where we got these. We've been having them for a while, but we'll put them in there, and we're going to just sprinkle lime on them really well, kind of coat the potatoes really good, give them a few days, and hopefully in about a week they'll be curing over and be ready to put in the ground. So stick with us. We'll show you what we got in our final result. Yeah, I like to grow a lot of potatoes, and normally, I've had years in the past, and what I am planting right now is just the red potatoes. Red skin potatoes is what they normally call. And we will grow quite a bit, and if I have normally on a good year, we'll make 250 pounds of potatoes, and I mean huge red potatoes, which normally we don't eat all that, but we do give it to those who are in need, families around here. And they do preserve really well. Once we pull them out the ground, we leave the dirt on them, and we'll go over some of that later on too. But normally we put them in Coke flats, sprinkle a little bit of lime on them, store them in a good dry place. We put ours in our pantry, kind of stack them a little bit, and they last for a long time. Store-bought potatoes in about a month, they're starting to rot in your cabinet. But these will last. We've had some that lasted almost a whole until the winter time. Yeah. So the smaller ones we use for little things for mashed potatoes, and we actually have some big ones we use for bacon. So again, that's what we do with them. Planting potatoes is not a really easy job. It's not as easy as just going to sprinkle some seed on the ground, but you can really turn a good harvest out of it. And I know at our house, we like to eat potatoes all the time. Some of the real small potatoes, like these here, I just tend to not cut those. It's already sprouting and it does have additional eyes, so we're just gonna let it in there like that. When I first set them in there, I like to have the bodies up, skins down, so when I lime them, it's gonna start pulling that moisture out of them right away. And that's basically what we're wanting to do before we stick them in the ground, especially with all the rain that we've been having down here. That is a good reason for actually planting our rows, planting our gardens on rows above the surface of the ground to keep some of the water out of it. All right, what we got right here is just some standard lime we get at the feed store. And literally just dig in, spread it real good over the top of the potatoes. Lime works incredibly well for pulling the moisture out, and helps them to start kind of healing over. I had one of our elderly men at church, matter of fact, this morning was telling me, I told him I was having trouble getting the right time to plant them, and he said if I lime them, he said I can put them in the ground in about 2 days. We're going to try to give them just a little bit longer. So right now, that's about it on this. Just get them limed down well. Mom, if you can get a shot of this and just kind of look at it real good. That's what they should look like. Just cover them real well, best you can, and you'd be surprised that lime's going to pull that moisture out of there really, really quick. Thank y'all for joining us. Hopefully within a few days we can get a break in the rain, and we'll try to get some potatoes in the ground. Thank y'all very much and have a blessed day.